Hey, this is Kevin. I just wanted to present my Mercian army from the Dark Ages. And it's kind of interesting because few kingdoms were as tough, proud, and unpredictable as Mercia. That was the powerful Anglo-Saxon realm that was sitting in the heart of England. Wessex often kind of steals the spotlight because of King Alfred. Mercia was, in my opinion, the kingdom that kind of held the line through some of the worst Viking invasions. They weren't just allies of Wessex, they were the shield wall beside the shield wall, the difference between survival and collapse. But Mercian warriors were organized around the feared militia units drawn from free men, etc., Spield and Shear, and all that stuff. They were really professional soldiers, but when they were called upon, they gathered fast, fought hard, and had a reputation for being, I think, pretty stubborn as iron. But they did have an elite household troop, the Huscarls. They were mostly, heavy shields, spear. Some had axes, and they earned respect and fear with the enemies. But at the center of the alliance with Wessex kind of stood one of the most remarkable rulers of the era. And that was Ethelfled. That was the Lady of the Mercians. That was Alfred the Great's daughter, and arguably kind of the most successful military commander of the age. Remarkable. But she built Mercia after devastation, raised armies, fortified towns, and actually was out on campaign personally. She really was an indispensable partner in driving the Vikings back, and a lot of the chronicle writers wrote that warriors followed her with loyalty as if she were a king. But anyway, I really liked this army, probably because of the Babenberg shows and things like that. I just kind of wanted to do another Dark Age army. Let's take a look at this thing. Well, hello, this is Kevin again. I just wanted to showcase an army that I just finished. It's a Dark Age army. Was supposed to be the Mercians. I had a Saxon army, and I've got a Viking. I've got a Celtic, or early Scots. And I thought, I'd like to have one more that kind of would pit against the Vikings or pit against the Saxons. And this is what I have. These figures are from Museum. It's their new Z range. I guess they call them early Saxons, but I think they turn out pretty well. Let's get in here and just see what I've got. So I mounted them for Midgard because I really like that set of rules, and I based them so each base is basically a unit, or you can put two of these units together to form one. It's really up to you. I just used very basic, simple, early Saxon, early Dark Age patterns. Added a few little touches of what I saw on some of the manuscripts. And I mean, nothing super fancy, to be honest. This row right here, this first row, this is your medium infantry, I guess, would be what you would just call up. The farmers and the troops and people that had gear. I don't have any peasants mixed in here. I've got quite a few of those, but I can mix those in a little bit later. But I think that the figures are sculpted very nicely. I had fun kind of touching up and painting and rebasing and putting some things together. Some of these came from different sources, and so it just needed a little bit of tender loving care. But anyway, that's the medium infantry, I guess you would call it. And then, of course, back here are those in chainmail, a little heavier. And yeah, I think they turned out nice. I'm really quite pleased with the way that they look. And it'll be really nice for a Midgard game. Nothing too fancy, but I wanted to have something else other than my late Saxons. Yeah, I think they Yeah, they did a good job. So back here is it's just some light medium cavalry that you would expect. They're in leather. You've got a couple of mounted commanders with just different flags that I've pulled off of the that I had from Little Big Men and some other things. Some of these I painted myself, so they're kind of a mixture, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's the heavy cavalry. Get a little bit closer. They've just basic paint jobs. The horses, the armor, the shields. Didn't take a long time to put these together. It took me 2 weeks to paint this up and remount and get it where it needed to go. So not too long. So there's about I don't know, 300 figures here, 298, something like that. Anyway, I just wanted to show these off as a part of just another collection that's here, and you can see it's a really good size Midgard army. These are my new Mercians, I guess that you'd call. This is what I guess they said was a Mercian flag, and I just took that off of the web, and yeah, I still have a little bit of touch up to do on the flag. And this is also a Mercian eagle or dragon, and yeah, I mean, nothing really too fancy. I mean, the paint job is I would say average, and at least for me. And yeah, I did them fairly quickly. So yeah, I think they don't look too bad. Not my best work, but not bad. Anyway, if anybody wants to fight and play against the Mercian army, I'm game.